Broads Media.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. The Phillies hit the road in Chicago. They catch the Cubs coming off of that series overseas, and they smack them in the face. A nice 3-game sweep, which makes it 9 in a row on the road. The problem is the Braves just keep doing damage, and you're having such an outstanding stretch, but you're really not making up any ground when looking at the division rival. Now, the Mets, on the other hand, oh, Steve Cohen has a State of the Union press conference. I mean, come on. Oh, it's hysterical. It's a beautiful watch. What else is a beautiful watch, though? Winning 5-1 Tuesday night. Setting the tone. Brandon Marsh with 2 home runs in the same game. He was basically trying to one-up Bamboo Brad. If you remember, he went deep 3 times in Wrigley Field not too long ago in a Phillies uniform, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. We'll take 2. We'll sign up for 2. I'll co-sign on the dotted lines for 2 out of Brandon Marsh. When there's a right-hander on the mound, he's a completely different player. Man, oh man. Now he gets yanked out of the lineup in this series when Drew Smyly took the bump, so they don't trust him lefty-lefty. They went with Pache instead, and he went with the completely different lineup, but Harrison goes yard. Sosa goes yard. So it does pay off dividends in the end. Although Pache was the one playing center field, the philosophy of putting more righties in there. Nick Castellanos, 4 RBI. This was Wednesday's game when they win 8-5, and Aaron Nola, of course, has to have his 1 inning of struggle that makes everyone nervous. And it wouldn't be an Aaron Nola start without an 0-2 home run thrown in there, too. You're up 0-2, dude. Why does it always happen? Why is the 2-strike count that problematic for you? I swear to God, it kills me inside. They won the game. They did their job. But ultimately, I'm still angry and upset with Aaron Nola because I don't think he's good enough. Right now, my starting rotation, and I'm not just doing this to be different or to be a jag-off, and who knows, maybe a lot of you actually agree with me. But as we currently stand today, and I'm very, very open to letting this change if I see more information and I see Zach Wheeler shine a little bit more. Ranger Suarez is my number 1. Zach Wheeler is my number 2. Taijuan Walker is my number 3. Aaron Nola gets the 4, and Christopher Sanchez gets the 5. Maybe things change and then he gets pushed to 5 when Andrew Painter becomes a stud and we finally get to witness greatness. But as for right now, that's my confidence level in Nola. He's my 4th option. I love what Ranger provides, and I think he's too smooth right now. That in a must-win game, if I had a must-win game tomorrow and I needed the W, I'm going to Ranger over Wheeler. That's how good I think Ranger is. 7 1/3, 8 strikeouts, 1 earned run. He's so cool. He really is. I can't even describe it. I mean, he could change your franchise. That's how good he is when he's at the top of his game. Remember the year where he had a sub-2 ERA? I'll pull up the numbers for you. I didn't know if that was sustainable. I'm like, that's such an outlier. Can I really expect Ranger Suarez to be that lethal? Well, shame on me, damn it. The guy's been outrageous. In 2021, 39 games, 12 games started. He was 8-5. Not that I really cared too much about wins and losses. He had a 1.36 ERA in 106 innings. A 1.36 ERA. That's how talented he is. Thank the Lord they figured out he's a starter. Is he a closer? Is he a relief pitcher? Is he this? Is he that? Can he play first base? Can he play right field? They never actually thought that, but I'm just saying that guy's such a weapon. Who the hell knows? He probably could. I wouldn't be surprised if he could smack around 40 bombs and he wouldn't even bat flip. He would just trot around the bases like, ho hum, here's another day at the office. What was that? I went 3 for 4 with 7 RBI. Okay, it's just Tuesday. Can't wait for the game on Wednesday. Can't wait to play again on Friday. I'll probably smack another double off the left field wall. I can't rule it out. The dude's a magician. I love it. He was great. Nola, not great. They had a good enough lead, though. The offense was there and scored a bunch of runs. They just beat the Cubs down. I think they caught them at a nice time because of the travel. The Phillies are playing good in June. Kyle Schwarber on Thursday night, first pitch, sends it to right field. You're up 1-0, and that was a close tilt. 3-1 game. After Walker goes 6 and gives up 1, Marte, Soto, Craig Kimbrell. They used Craig Kimbrell in a 5-1 game. In a 5-1 game in game 1 of this series. Just to secure the dub. We're not playing any games. Let's secure the win. Let's get this over with. Now you play Washington. Pound them, please, before the Rays, before the Marlins, as we enter the All-Star break. Keep this thing going. Can't be satisfied because it's been a solid June and it's been a nice 20-plus game window. Because you sucked so early on, that has to continue. And they're starting to duplicate a little bit of last year. Can they keep it together, though? Can they keep that going? They gave JT the double off day. They had off on Monday. They put Stubbs in the lineup on Tuesday, gave him the double off day. I don't mind that. We saw how valuable it was for him to get off of his feet last season. There's some guys that desperately need it, though. Kyle Schwarber takes a few tumbles out in left field. How about the one play that went viral where he's by the foul line and he falls to the ground? There was some uncomfortable things out in the outfield where the ball drops. Like, come on, man. Why does this always happen? What in the world? Between you got Brandon Marsh out there, Nick Castellanos. It's crazy. Fundamentally, this team drives me nuts. There's always going to be a base running mistake. Trey Turner, always. Always. Never a doubt. It's like taxes. You can't run away from it. Your offense was there, though. And Bryce Harper with clutch 2 RBI. RBI, 2 RBI single in the 3-1 win. When you go to Bryce Harper's numbers with runners in scoring position, it does make you queasy. I wish it was better. He's hitting .278, only 3 home runs. I still can't even fathom that. I feel like Baseball Reference is lying to me right now, even though I know they're not. I know it's real. It's legit. Warning track power, okay, so be it. It needs to actually go over the wall. With runners in scoring position, Bryce Harper is hitting. What? That's not right. That's not right. Did I go to his career? Oh, I went to last year. I was going to say, he is not doing that. If he's doing that, then we're all blind. He's hitting 200 with runners in scoring position with no home runs. We need that to change for this team to improve even more. And just to give you the numbers that I looked at originally, 354 batting average with a 1 dot OPS, 1182 OPS. No. If he was doing that, they'd be closer to the Braves. I don't know. The Braves just win. I can't even wrap my head around it. They do it no matter what. Braves are 53-27. And I'll tell you what, the Marlins are now 14 games over 500. They're 7-3 in their last 10, just like the Phillies. But the Braves are 9-1. Of course they are. The Marlins just swept the Boston Red Sox in Boston, 10-1. Kicked them in the nuts on Tuesday, followed by 6-2, followed by a 2-0 shutout. So, it shows me that there's versatility in their winning. They can blow out a team. They can win a close one. If they need to post a shutout, they post a shutout. And this is coming off of taking 3 of 4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of this Miami team. But there will be a test soon. And I hope to God you have the answers to this test. Because it will be demoralizing. If we have to look at a series right before the All-Star break with the team that's above you in the standings and you don't respond. Wild card. Currently, the Phillies are 1.5 out. San Francisco, the Dodgers, both in, and Miami in. That NL West is a beast. There's a lot of competition between those teams and also the Arizona Diamondbacks, who lead that division. The Padres, they are 37-44. They're in the New York Mets territory. Same with the St. Louis Cardinals. I know that there's been a lot of hype surrounding the name Paul Goldschmidt. Go get Goldschmidt. Go get Goldschmidt. I'm not anti-Paul Goldschmidt. I just think it's far-fetched. And I'm also not willing to part ways with certain guys for Paul Goldschmidt. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, Mick Abel, I want to keep Mick Abel. There's not much right now in the tank. I don't want to strip that clean for Paul Goldschmidt. I don't know if the difference between this team winning a championship or not is Paul Goldschmidt. And I know how talented of a player he is, but Bryce Harper has to go to first to get into the field. So what do you do? At that point, you have a jam. You have a jam with your roster because Kyle Schwarber needs to get out of left field. So if Goldschmidt does come in, let's say you do find a way to acquire him. He's playing first base. Now where's Harper going? Well, he's DH. Now Schwarber's still playing left. I don't know if that's the best way about going with your business, on top of me actually feeling good about a Mick Abel. I'm just using him as an example. Between him and Crawford, you got a big game coming up for that, which is exciting. Crawford, he's got 1 billion stolen bases already. Didn't think we'd go Crawford today, but let's go. His stats are crazy. In the minors this year, he's hitting .340. Not a lot of pop, but he's hitting .340, 33 stolen bases. He's got 65 hits. I can't wait to see what he blossoms into, man. If you're unfamiliar, in 2022, he was their first-round pick, 17th overall. Playing in single A. Unreal. Maybe the power comes, maybe not. You hit .340 and you steal those type of bases. That's cool. All right, that's cool. He's rising quickly. That's exciting. That matters to me. Damn it. Because for so long under Matt Klentak, I wanted to throw up looking at our prospect pool. Now it's Painter. Now it's Abel. Now it's Justin. And look, Mickey Moniak is tearing the cover off the ball in significantly less at-bats. He's got way more home runs than, not way more, he has more, though, than Alec Boehm. That was a Matt Klentak guy. That's how I feel about what the hell I just said. I don't even believe what I just said. But it's what I just said. Where else are we? That's kind of where we're at here. We'll rock the phone calls. We'll go to you. We'll hear from the people. Let's do it.
Oh, bros, the sweep is fantastic, man. And that play by JT, holy hell. He's the only one that even when he's not doing well at the plate, I can't be too mad just because what he does is just incredible. And Taiwan Walker pulled it together again. It's awesome. Man, let's go do some damage against the Nats, build up some wins before we got to go down and fight for our lives in Florida.
That was
Go Phils.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I thought you were finished there. That was a filthy play by JT. I don't give him a free pass. I'm not saying you're wrong to feel a certain type of way about JT. How you feel is how you feel. That's not for me to judge. But I do not give him a free pass whatsoever. If he's struggling at the plate, I need him to be great. That's just what it is. That's how I view it. But that was a great play. I mean, sensational. His speed, and then he gets the ball, he flips it over to first base, the way he was hustling to grab that ball. Yeah, I mean, that separates him from the rest. He is very, very athletic, and, I mean, you see it. You see it a lot. You just see the way that he's able to move for his position. I take pride in that. I do. Unreal. Unbelievable. Incredible. And I think that really helped out where they were in that particular time of the game. Not that it would have changed it completely if they didn't get that out. One man on, it's not like Aaron Nola's on the mound. When one guy gets on for Aaron Nola, he doesn't even know what world he's in. He blacks out completely. He slows everything down. He forgets how to pitch. He overthinks. He can't hit his location. He's all over the place. Guys get walked. Oh, I can't stand it, man. And I can't stand it because I know he's good. That's what makes it tough. I don't demand things like Christopher Sanchez, for example. All right, I know there's a ceiling on Christopher Sanchez. I base my opinion on who I think his ceiling is. I need you to be your very best. Aaron Nola's very best is better than giving up home runs on 0-2 counts. It's better than giving up one of those tough innings. Maybe I'm wrong, though. See, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm unfair and I need to dial it back a bit. But he's been around a long time and he's eaten a lot of minutes. All right? I'm sorry. I didn't even need to really go there. I don't know how. See, that's where I'm at with Nola. We go from praising JT Realmuto for an excellent defensive play right into, well, if there's a guy on first base, I know a pitcher who would shut down. I know a collapse is coming when Aaron Nola has the ball. Why does that happen? Is that a flaw on my part? Is that how most Phillies fans feel? I know a lot of Phillies fans are bothered by him and are happy that Dave Dombrowski didn't sign him and are laughing at Nola for not taking whatever the Phillies offer was. I don't know. I'm a bad guy, they say. They say I'm too mean. They say I'm too aggressive. I disagree completely. I'm just telling you the message. And I'm the messenger of the message. I don't believe in it. That's all. All right, what's next?
Great series sweep for the Philadelphia Phillies. I think we've led pretty much every inning of the series. First two games are solid, we led the whole time. Got a little shaky there in the end towards game two. But, it happens, the bullpen still won. Today, it kind of made me mad that the outfielders couldn't catch the ball. It wasn't just Schwarber today, it was also Marsh. But the Cubs were also having problems, so I don't know. It was kind of a weird game with that. Hitting with runners in scoring position still needs help. The first inning really pissed me off when we got Trey to third with no outs and the 3, 4, 5 hitters couldn't bring them in. But a huge hit by Bryce to win the game. I'm not putting too much stock into the series. Yes, it was a nice sweep, but the Cubs are absolutely brutal. Their players, their game management skills are just terrible. But get to play another bad team in Nationals, so let's go sweep them too. Good series win.
Excellent point that I completely forgot about was Trey Turner getting over to third and no one gets him across home plate. That's problematic, and I do think that that's real. I think that's part of this team's brand is they can't get those timely hits as badly as they need them. It's not happening at a high enough clip. Now, according to StatMuse, team batting average with runners in scoring position, the Phillies have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth best batting average with runners in scoring position, but that doesn't tell the whole story because there could be one game, and I remember this happening early on, and you would think it evens out over a long period of time, but I remember early on there would be some games where they were obnoxiously really good, and then a lot of games where they were pathetic, so it skewed and said, well, their numbers aren't that bad. Well, they're good. When they're good, they were good. But when they were bad, there were 6 games where they were vomit-worthy, and then there were 3 games where they were just out of this world good. That doesn't mean that those 6 games where you could have poured on more runs and you didn't and you lost the game because of it, like there's more value in that. I hope I'm explaining that well enough for you to understand. But there's other teams here who stink that are at the top. The Chicago Cubs hit 247 with... was that? What? Was that not? Why? Oh, okay. The way that this was set up. Okay, I apologize. They're not. They're not. Number 5. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hitting 257. But the Red Sox stink. They're above them. The Nationals stink. They're above them. Who else? The Rangers are up there, which makes sense. The Atlanta Braves are up there, which makes sense. The Diamondbacks are up there, which makes sense. I don't know how they originally set this thing up. See, they did it again up. I don't know. Trying it again. What are they basing this off? Oh, games. Are they basing it off of games? Because Cincinnati, but it's a batting average. When I go by average, they're in that 9-10 range. When I go to whatever it's laid out as in the beginning, they're 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Regardless, the numbers say what the numbers say, but we watch every night. And we see ridiculousness. They need to get hits with runners in scoring position more. That's what they need to do. And I don't know if they can. On paper, there's a ton of talent where you think they could. But has it played out? And have they played enough baseball games for you to buy into what they have shown? Or do you think something can change? Do you still think that there's a switch that will be flipped at some point? I don't know. I'm kind of believing this is who they are. You can look at their win-loss over the last 20-plus games and say there's something to that. It doesn't really feel as strong as the numbers say. I don't know what to do with that information. Am I only feeling that way because they're not making up ground because of what the other teams are doing ahead of them, like the Miami Marlins, like the Atlanta Braves? I guess so, because if those teams were falling or maybe just playing 500 ball, not so much falling completely on their face, but playing less than the Phillies, then maybe it has a different energy to it. I think something's missing, though. Whether it's a clutch gene, whether it's Wheeler and Nola, I don't know. Even though Wheeler hasn't been a disaster, I just don't know if he's been the best that Wheeler can be. I'm all over the place with this team. With this series, though, they had a goal. Go take all 3. They're playing some bad opponents. Outside of an Aaron Nola struggle for 1 inning, there really wasn't anything to make you feel nauseous. They just handled business. That's what they did in Chicago. They just handled business. And we'll see what this means against the Nats. Thank you all so much for kicking it and hanging out with me. I'll catch you all on the next one.